Skay, DA.
Good afternoon, Speaker, my colleagues in the DA caucus, the 16 other political parties and one criminal syndicate represented in this chamber. Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bullied, they can't be reasoned with or negotiated with, they can't be bought. Some men just want to watch the world burn. For those of you not familiar with this quote, it comes...
Councillor, there's a hand. Let me understand what the purpose of the hand. Councillor Mphahlele, is there a point of order?
Please, Speaker, I can't hear this councillor speaking. Can you at least be slower or something? Because this British language is not our mother tongue. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Shay.
Yeah.
They're asking for your indulgence in slowing down the pace, if you can.
Do they want to give me extra time?
I don't
Okay.
know. If you
Can I-
can, it's up to you.
For those of you not familiar with this quote,
Councillor Shay, there's another hand. Councillor Arnolds, then Councillor Masuku. Thank you.
Speaker, I would just like to ask that the councillor that was on the podium repeat word by word when he greeted us, because I think he said criminal syndicate. So who is the criminal syndicate? Can you please repeat that? Because I'm not the only one that heard it. Everybody else heard it here.
Thank
And
you.
you need to withdraw it.
Councillor Shay, did you call anybody criminal syndicate? Can you kindly...
I mentioned there was one criminal syndicate. I haven't called anyone in particular, so
Councillor
I don't
Shay,
have
you're
to clarify.
speaking too fast. I also can't hear what you're saying. Just slow down. Did you call anyone
I
criminal
mentioned
syndicate?
one criminal syndicate. I have not mentioned anyone in particular. I haven't identified anyone.
Councillor Shay, honestly, just slow down. This is your time. I really can't hear what you're saying. Did you call anyone
Yes,
criminal syndicate?
but
You
I did not specify who.
Can you please withdraw criminal syndicate? We're in the
It is
house.
fair comment, Speaker. It comes from a quote by a political party leader.
Please repeat the code. Just start so that we
Okay.
hear what you said.
There is a quote.
I've
From a
stopped your time. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I've stopped your time. I just want you to repeat what you said slowly so that I hear. Councillors, if you don't want me to understand, I will stop him and let him continue his speech. But
okay.
I can't speak and you are speaking as well. That's why you can't hear. Councillor Shay, just slowly.
So I'll give you where it's coming from, the fair comment.
No, read
President-
what you read. I just want to hear
No,
your speech.
I did greet, there are 16 other political parties and one criminal syndicate in this chamber. I did say that. And I'll give you the quote where it's from, since you want clarification. President Ramaphosa, in his Zondo Commission report,
Councillor,
said
there
that-
is no criminal syndicate in the chamber.
no,
Can you withdraw that?
it is fair comment, Speaker. It's fair comment,
It's
and
fair
I'm
to
telling you what.
you. I'm saying in terms of the House, there are no criminal syndicate. We're not asking about your objective or subjective view on it. Can you just withdraw it?
Okay, Speaker, I'll withdraw that and I'll
Thank
move
you,
on.
sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, councillors. Councillors, can you please allow him to proceed? You've got 7 minutes, 34 seconds. Please proceed with your speech. Thank you.
For those of you not familiar with the quote that I mentioned, it comes from the Dark Knight Batman movie, where Alfred, Batman's butler, is explaining what motivates some people. This is all in response to the city being taken over by a clown, which, dare I say, seems oddly familiar at the moment.
Councillor Shay, there's another hand. Please just sit down. Councillor, is there a point of order? Councillor Ngwenye,
Speaker,
yeah?
Siyabonga. Speaker, the MMC has actually requested a slow pace. I mean, ukansela ngumuzwa bakwethu. No, man, councillor, take it easy, please.
Thank you, Councillor Ngwenya. I think he naturally speaks faster, but if he can, he will try to accommodate. Councillor Shay, you've got 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Proceed.
Colleagues, this is the fourth time this item has been attempted to be tabled in this council. The first time, the Speaker blocked it, despite knowing how critical the loan was to ensure the city's finances remain stable and its service delivery continued unaffected. we must ask why. The answer is simple. The Speaker would rather watch this city burn than see it succeed under DA Mayor. The current MNC of Finance, a man with so very little faith in his own party's ability to fix anything, that he has a vision for the city which includes a JoJo tank in every home, instead of expecting his colleagues in the provincial legislature to ensure Rand Water gives us a constant water supply. But he also led his caucus in voting against this loan. Why? Because he would rather watch this city burn than see it regain its shine under a blue mayor. And from the MNC's perspective, a city that doesn't have water burns so much more easily. This loan being brought back to council by those who rejected it in the first place isn't the only evidence that the councillors on that side of the room want to watch the city burn. The residents of Eldorado Park in Indonesia have been pleading before someone to tackle the land invasions in their areas. But what do the elected ward councillors do? They hand the public safety portfolio to a party known for flouting bylaws and encouraging land invasions. It appears Aldo's is not for sale. It's already been sold.
Councillor Skay, there's a hand. I would ask you to sit down. Councillor Musetla.
Thanks very much, Speaker. Speaker, I would like the Speaker who was on podium to withdraw what he just said because he doesn't have evidence of what he's saying. If indeed there's anyone in this council who encouraged the land invasion, he must please indicate who that person is. Thanks.
Councillor Skay, I would ask you to withdraw that, to accuse a party of that without evidence. Unless you've got the evidence that have been verified criminally, withdraw it. Please withdraw that. Councillor, I'm in charge. You can't tell me who to take a point of order. I'm making a ruling, you're pointing me to Christians. Is he your speaker now? Can you please withdraw that item?
Speaker, there are media reports of this particular party
I'm
doing
not
what they
asking you about media. We don't consider
But I will
media
withdraw
here.
the statement for this moment.
Kindly withdraw it.
Okay. I have withdrawn the statement, but I'd say those councillors on that side of the room will rather watch the city burn.
Councillors,
I
Councillors, he withdrew the statement. He speaks fast. He withdrew the statement.
Okay. Those councillors on that side of the room will rather watch the city burn than see the residents of Aldo's and Lens feeling safe and secure again. As our country sits in a state of disaster from the ANC governance, misgovernance of Eskom over decades, what does the Coalition of Destruction do? They hand over the city's environment, infrastructure and service delivery department to the same party that sponsors our daily load shedding. Fixing City Power's ailing infrastructure is now the responsibility of the same cadres who degrade it every day. The representatives on that side of the aisle will rather watch the city burn than see the residents of Joburg enjoying improved electricity supply. Furthermore, the 1% mayor, and when I say 1%, I mean both in the election results and in comparison to his predecessor, has decided to throw aside DA MMC Marcus.
Councillor Say, there's a hand that has been raised. Kindly sit down. Councillor?
Thank you, Speaker. We've asked that councillor to withdraw, and instead of withdrawing, he says part. But anyway, we know the people who are capable of invading the land. It's whites who invaded South Africa, and there's also Jews who invaded Palestine.
Please sit down. Councillor Skay, proceed.
Okay. The 1% mayor has decided to throw aside DA MMC Michael Sun and Mayor Mpopolatsi's plan to shield Joburg from load shedding, a plan crafted by and drawing from the experience of the only party that is currently mitigating load shedding where it governs in municipalities and has a workable plan in provinces where it governs to mitigate load shedding. Instead, the mayor has asked the Gauteng provincial legislature to assist in this. The same people that Councillor Marrero doesn't even trust to keep the water pumps on during load shedding. Why? The answer is simple, because he'd rather watch the city burn than see the lights kept on in Joburg. For my colleagues in this chamber, let me do some educating, because some of you believe that this job is all about titles, positions, and access to patronage networks. Part of our roles as councillors is to represent the views of our constituents in this chamber. So I asked the residents of Ward 72 what their viewpoint on this loan is. Their answer was unequivocal. They wouldn't trust the councillors on that side of the aisle to run a school tuck shop, never mind the coffers of this city. They expressed a massive distrust of the executive not to pull for this loan, and quite frankly, due to the track record of the parties on that side of the aisle, and the 1% mayor's Freudian slip in his acceptance speech that he will be prioritizing fraud and corruption.
Councillor Skay, there's a hand. Please sit down. Yes, Councillor.
Thank you, Speaker. With all due respect, can the councillor stop dancing because we can't hear any music? Thank you.
Councillor Skay, please proceed.
Marco. Yeah. I agree with my residents. Much has been said about the state of the finances of the city by those who are dividing the spoils of the city they've already begun to sack. But it's rather rich of those who intentionally sabotage the finances of the city to then bemoan the state of them. As much as the executive blames the state of the city's fiscus for needing this loan, maybe the public should know that this report only mentions that this loan was approved as part of the budget framework that we approved in this council last year. Perhaps the executive's been lying to the public through the media, or this report is a fabrication. I choose to trust the report. This executive would rather see the truth burn than admit to the consequences of their own actions. We, who crafted the budget and understand the budget, know about the need for this loan in the budgetary framework. However, it's 4 months too late. And the 1% mayor and his MMC, the former unlawful mayor of Joburg, have presented council with an agreement which is invalid. According to clause 4.1 of the DBSA loan, this facility lapsed on the 12th of November last year. The executive simply doesn't care enough about the residents of Joburg to read through a 2 billion rand loan agreement before signing it on their behalf. In its current form, the loan falls foul of the MFMA, section 45, and in particular resolutions...
Councillor Skay, there's a hand. Please take your seat.
No, thanks, Speaker. Speaker, man, can you please call security to come and remove Councillor Skay because of his saying a lot of nothing? Thank you very much.
We didn't hear what you said. They must be removed.
I was saying, can you please call security to come and remove Councillor Skay because of his saying a lot of nothing?
Councillor, please refrain from wasting our time. You can't raise your hand to say that about another councillor. Councillor Shay, please proceed.
Okay, in particular, resolutions 3 and 4 of this report falls foul of 45.3b of the MFMA. This item, to be frank, is a waste of council's time because the executive could not be bothered to understand the agreement and the legislation at hand. Perhaps the ANC caucus leader should follow the advice of his own caucus member, Councillor Marema, and read the MFMA. This is in conjunction with the fact that we simply don't have enough time to repay the loan before the end of the financial year, and the fact that every councillor in this room will be held personally liable when we do fail to pay back the loan. So even if this loan was legal at this time, it can only do damage to the city's finances more than it benefits it. To end off, I want to apologize for the way I started the speech.
There's a hand. Can we sit down? MMC Tswaku.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. I concur with my colleague there. I think that because I'm in charge of the JMPD, I'm going to remove that councillor there.
Councillor, MMC. MMC. I did request that we refrain from wasting councillors' time. Councillors, please. Councillors, Councillors, please. MMC, that is totally out of order. Councillor Christians? Councillor Skay, please proceed.
Speaker, can I please report the MMC to ethics for using his powers for personal benefit? Yes. To end off, I want to apologize for the way I started this speech. I may have created the impression that I don't believe the councillors on that side of the room can be bought. To be honest, I have complete faith that all of you can be bought, but that's besides the point. The end result is still that this administration cares not for the residents of Joburg and will still readily watch the city burn. The DA will continue to
30
fight
seconds.
for what is logical, what is right. We can't be bought, we can't be bullied, and we will only be governed by reason and negotiation. The DA will always strive to see the city
Councillor
rise from
Skay,
the ashes.
there's a hand. Please sit down. Councillor Arnolds?
Speaker, this council is truly disrespectful of all of us, saying that we can be bought.
Councillor Arnolds, wait.
How does that thing go? Jerusalem, Ikayalame.
Councillors, it is very rude when I have given platform to another councillor that you'll stand up and applaud, and that you, Councillor Skay, will even stand up to receive the applaud when I have given Councillor Arnolds the floor. On that note, I think you are done with your speech. Councillor Arnolds?
Speaker, irrespective of whether he's done with his speech or not, he disrespects all of us. He first said we are criminals, now he says we can be bought. Bought by who? Jerusalem, Ikayalame.
Thank you, Councillor Arnolds. Councillors, I'm going to request for order in the House. Councillor Skay, you're done with your speech. Thank you.